Hi guys, I'm Brittany Clark. Right now we're on Hollywood Boulevard where hundreds of thousands of people come out here each year in the hopes of making it. Today we sit down with one bright and creative young lady to hear her path and her journey and how she uses God to get where she needs to go. How would you describe yourself?
Imaginative, fierce, and obviously funny. Obviously. I realize the key to life is using your imagination. I think God has an amazing imagination, whether you look at flowers, whether you look at fruit, or whether you look at yourself. You're like, man, God really likes to use his imagination. And I think that's the biggest gift that he's given me is the ability to tell stories and to create visions. So I would say that. And the second one I said fierce, right? Yes. Obviously, I'm just fierce. I'm just like, regardless of whether I try to be or not, I'm aggressive, I'm fierce, and now I'm just owning it like, whatever. And then funny, that's a label people keep giving me, and I'm like, I guess, but okay.
You know, I feel like a lot of people that say that they're funny or other people call them funny, you're just like, am I? Yeah, I am, I guess so.
The funniest people do not know they're funny. Like, I know so many comedians, and I'm like, you're so funny, and they're like, whatever, I'm just talking, and everything they say, I'm like, I love you, like, what do you mean? But you're just yourself, and people either respond to it or they don't. But on the flip side of that, when you are not yourself, not only do you know it, but everybody else around you knows it. So yeah, there's two sides to everything.
Exactly, perfect. So through your social media platform, you describe yourself as a creative creator. What does this title mean to you?
This title means that I don't have a corny bio like everybody else. I was really sick of seeing the actress slash dancer slash model slash writer slash producer slash director slash everything in the world. And I feel like nowadays, just everybody who does create, we have multiple platforms, we wear multiple hats, and really we are taking the power and we are putting it in our own hands to create content that we believe that the world needs. So I'm like, I'm past labeling myself as all these things. Put me on a project and I will creatively create something and make it better. That's it. Simple. Simplicity.
Great. So talk to us about how is it trying to make it in Hollywood?
Man, when I first moved to Hollywood, I really did not like it. I didn't like the people. You know, I'm from New York. I'm used to a different type of personality. I'm used to louder people. I'm used to more honest people. I'm not used to snakes in the grass at all. And so when you come to Hollywood, you realize everybody's chasing their dream, but everybody is willing to throw you under the bus for their dream. And you have to really, truly make sure that you are on God's path for you. And if you are, I'm telling you, so many doors have opened for me that I would have never expected. I was on the Wildin' Out stage. Like, I remember being in New York watching this. I didn't even ask for this on my wish list. And God was like, there you go. And I'm like, well, thank you. Like, I've met so many people and I have been so blessed. And when your steps are ordered and you are really on your path, doors will open. If they keep slamming in your face, try some windows or like drive a little farther, try a different door, something, something.
Exactly. Now, you mentioned Wildin' Out. How was that? How was that experience? When you got that call, like, where were you at mentally?
Wildin' Out, it was a big deal. It was a unique experience because I think it taught me, one, they have a specific idea of who they want on the cast, and they really like to put their cast members kind of in a box and brand them a certain way. And that's kind of also with the creative creator bio. I'm like, I don't want to be just I'm the black girl on the cast who got to talk like this or act like this, or, I'm the this on the cast and I want to act like that. But I did learn they're all about brands. If you have a strong brand, you will stand out, and it really is about like solidifying your brand and making it clear so you can reach people. And if anything, that's what I learned. Make your brand very clear.
Right, definitely. So speaking of brand, who in your social media platform or anyone that you are inspired by, like, who would you say that would be? Would it be Nick Cannon or someone like that? Other people that skits on Instagram and things of that
Dang.
nature?
Oh, you know who I love? This girl, her name's Cynthia Luciette. Oh my gosh, she's so funny. You guys. No, I really watch my videos the most out of everybody. No, I think, I don't know. You can't consume too much. I got to a point of whether it is of movies or TV shows or even online videos, if you are a creator and you have been called to create, do not fall into the trap of consuming too much because it'll start to mess with your mind. You'll start to either compare yourself to that or start to subliminally be influenced by that. Do not consume. Create. Create if you are a creator. Exactly. That part.
Living in Hollywood, Was that something that was hard for you when you first moved out here?
Yeah, like I said, I was a leader on accident, always, and I never really understood it until I started to get older, and I was like, you know what? You accidentally don't follow people, and a lot of people really just fall into that of just like, I just got to do what other people do, or if they're doing this, then I got to do that. If they're saying this, then I got to say that. I've always been like, I like what I'm doing, and I'm just going to do that. So really, really like what you're doing, and you won't care what anybody else is doing because you're having fun.
What would you say is the hardest one? Which one has been the hardest thing that you've done so far?
I feel like probably the one that I did with Kevin Hart and Tonio Skits, because Kevin had flew a whole bunch of influencers out to Hawaii to promote his new movie. And Universal was talking about how he changed the game, because normally, you know, people pay companies to promote or they do billboards, but he used a promotional budget to have influencers come and shoot sketches with him to promote his comedy special. And so I was in like 3 or 4 different sketches that day, and it's all these influencers and everybody had different ideas. They're like, one, we're hotel lobbyists. Then the next is like, we're waiters over here. Then we're doing this. Then we're doing that. There's dolphins over there. So it's like, it was insane jumping from one character to the next. We're in a classroom. We're doing this. We're doing that. And then on top of that, everybody was nervous because it was Kevin Hart, but he was so great and he made every sketch funnier. And I learned so much that day, like no matter where you go, make it better, make it funnier. And he brought all of us together. But it was stressful. Everybody was a little scared, but afterwards we all felt accomplished. Like, whew, did that. Okay.
What did you take away from that experience?
From him, I took away his presence. Like when he walks into a room, you could tell that he has a light and it's very, very protected. And for me, that's something that I'm learning in the industry. When you have a light, when you have a big heart, when you have a lot to give, people can take away from it and they can pick at it. And I think he's at a point where he knows how to be around people and give and share his light without it getting it like misinterpreted or interrupted in any way. He's very protective of the light that he has, and so he's able to be in a more powerful position. And when he walks in, you know he's in the room and he lightens it and he's this and he's that. And I'm like, I want to move like that and feel good. And you don't ever let like people mess with your light. Don't ever. Keep it protected. And that's what I learned. Like, you're good.
So kind of just branching off of that, we do live in a world where almost everyone wants to be the next superstar, social media, star, anything of that nature. And you're there.
Climbing. I'm climbing.
Was that your ultimate goal from when you first started?
No, I mean, social media has grown so much in general. I didn't even know that this was a thing. Like when I first got my first job with Murray Productions, and they were like, yeah, look up YouTube because we're about to do a YouTube show. I'm like, all I ever seen is cat videos and fight compilations and Vivo. Like that's all I ever watched on YouTube. What do you mean they're making millionaires off of this? Y'all sound stupid. And so when I started to learn the online world and learn that this is the way to be an entrepreneur nowadays, I'm floating like a butterfly, stinging like a bee out here. I'm like, okay, I got it. But no, I think it's again, it's a platform, but the goal is always to have a multi-platform. TV is losing ratings and online is growing, but TV will always, at this point anyways, has more money, but online's getting there. So I need to do both. I need to be in all the platforms in every way. And honestly, wherever God wants to send me, I'm just learning to be like, I'll go, even if I feel stupid or even if I don't get it or I don't understand it, I'll go. And it normally ends up being amazing. Yeah. One of my greatest joys is walking around LA and seeing lost people and talking to them, and they're like, I don't know what I'm doing. And I'm like, well, let me help you find your calling. What's your passion? I'll start talking to them like, I love, because finding my calling has been the one thing that has kept me going through all hardships. And so that's something that I want to go back and teach young people how to do at an early age, especially females, before they get that first heartbreak. Like, listen, you need to find your calling, because that is what will keep you going.
Yeah, and I see feminist on your shirt. What does that mean to you? I see you came to the set with that on.
Hey, feminist means to me that I support women. I want all women to be equal in everything, and I'm all about girl power until one of them texts my man, and then it's like, first of all, what you need to know. No.
Time for that. Don't even read that.
First of all, no. I think girls are amazing. We bring life onto the earth, and that's something that God has even told me that was part of my journey, is figuring out how special women are to His heart, because we're made for a purpose, and we do something that men can't do. It's like having a superpower. Like, I can create something inside of me. That's amazing. So I think for me, that's definitely going to be an overall journey, and I think you guys will see by the end of it kind of what I have done to help younger women really find what they mean to God, because we're so special. Yeah. We're so special. Girl power.
Okay, so this month's theme is 2 are better than 1.
Mm.
Okay, so with that, how does that relate?
Man, listen, I think the biggest thing I can say is God is showing me that I have a lot of favor, and the people that I keep around me are going to get like residual favor, and I have to be very careful who I'm keeping in my camp and who is around me, because you can't have the wrong people on your team. Let me tell you, you'll think you're growing and they are steadily like nipping at your Achilles heel. You're like, why does that hurt? I didn't even notice you back there doing that. And you're trying to help them come up the hill and they back there stabbing you. You're like, well, I don't get it. So I pray about my friends now, and I bring them. Before I wasn't doing it, and I was letting all types in. You letting all types in. Like, it is so easy. But you ever left your door open and then moths will start flying in, mosquitoes will start flying in? You're like, how I get these bugs? Stop leaving your door open with your friendships and your relationships. And I'm learning now to bring them before God and being like, are they cool or not? Because you got a plan. If they ain't in it, they got to go, because I'm moving fast.
Exactly.
You can't.
Like, do you have a favorite quote or scripture that you live by?
I do. I have a favorite scripture. It's Jeremiah 29:11, and this has been probably since the very beginning of my journey when I was 18. I'm 24 now, and it's been the one verse that when I get to my lowest points and I'm like, am I supposed to be doing this? Because I'm tired of people, and I'm really not the one to put up with people, and I get to my like, it's like I always see that verse come up right on time with my devotions or somewhere on my Instagram feed or something like that. And it's like, that's another thing. Keep enough around you so that when you do get low, there's something there to remind you and bring you back. And that verse has been kind of like the anchor to always bring me back. And even just the 11 number, just even the numbers of it, the verse, everything about it has just always got my attention to be like, you're going to have an expected end. Your promises that I've given you are real. I'm real. Follow me. And that's been that verse. And it's such a blessing.
I know this is not scripted. This is not something that we have planned to talk about. But the more I like look at you, you seem like someone that started off as like a kid or something like that. You're kind of maturing. You're growing up. And
Right.
Is this something at a young age that you wanted to do?
No, I did do like a little newscaster weather channel person like twice in Rochester. We have tapes of it. I was like this little 8-year-old telling the weather. I was like, but I was ad-libbing though. And my mom was like, I should have known that, because I was like, it's 70-some degrees inside. It's going to rain. So you might want to curl up with a book. And I was like, why am I didn't get it. But now I've grown out here. I felt like a little baby, and I feel like a baby Christian, and I feel like I'm growing in that. Like when I see like happy birthday or like little baby stuff, I'll be like, I am a little baby in God, and I'm growing so much. I'm really maturing and growing in that. So I feel like a little kid sometimes. And please let me, because sometimes I see little kids acting bad. I'm like, I know that's how God see me. I know that's how God see me, trying to just tip over the car, being bad. I'm whining, I'm crying.
If people wanted to follow your path or follow you, how can they follow you on social media to keep up with your journey?
Okay, make sure you guys check me out on all my social media platforms at Cynthia Luciette, CYNTHIA LUCIETTE. Check me out, watch my sketches, watch some of my content, follow me. I post funny stuff all day. You'll be inspired. Check me out.
Thank you so much for sitting down and talking to us. We really, really appreciate you, Cynthia. And I can't wait to see where God takes you on this journey in your life. Again, Auto Magazine wants to say thank you for taking just even a moment out of your life to sit down and talk to us. And we look forward to see where your journey takes you.
Thank you. Can I look at you now? Thank you. Thank you. Auto Magazine. Yes. Make sure you guys.